Warm greetings from the High Ten. It is Everyday Shenanigans on this Wednesday, April 1st, 2020. I'm going to try to let this be my last video for the day unless something harrowing happens. But as you know, the coronavirus is evident in this country and abroad, and many things have been transpiring with this virus. People still going out, people still having church. Let me tell you that I just read that pastor in Louisiana, I think Pastor Spale, has been served a 6-count misdemeanor charge for having church on yesterday. So I just brought you a video earlier pertaining to that case of the pastor having services yesterday, but he has been served a 6-count misdemeanor charge for having open services in the state of Louisiana. I would like to bring you said information pertaining to the stats of the virus at the moment. And as you know, things will change at any given time due to the fact that this is a viral disease running rampant here and abroad. If you need verification for the storyline, please log on to Worldometer, and I hope that you would so you can see the stats for yourself. It will bring you said information, and it was last updated today, April 1st. United States coronavirus cases, 211,143 persons. Deaths, 4,713. Recovered, 8,805. Below listed in this set information are all the states with the number of cases and new cases, total deaths, new deaths, active cases, and the source. So please log on to this Worldometer and get the said information. And then I'm going to go on and bring you commentary from this said information. You can also see the demographics from the dates of the current cases here in the United States. So that was very noble of them to put this data out here so you can see, and you're not just hearing people, give you numbers and figures. They're showing you the dates and the time and the scale of the virus, the onset of the virus. This is the latest update as of today, April 1st, 2020. $22,613 new cases and 660 new deaths in the United States. Our country is in the midst of a great national trial, unlike any we have ever faced before. We're at war with the deadly virus. Success in this fight will require the full absolute measure of our collective strength, love, and devotion. It's very important. Each of us has the power through our own choices and actions to save American lives and rescue the most vulnerable among us, President Trump said via video and transcript. Following the guidelines for the next 30 days is a matter of life and death. This is going to be one of the roughest 2 or 3 weeks we've ever had in our country. We're going to lose thousands of people. Projections, 100,000 to 240,000 total deaths in the U.S. from COVID-19. This is from a video segment. Down from 1.5 to 2.2 million deaths without mitigation, social distancing, staying home, washing hands. But if guidelines are followed perfectly by everyone, then the numbers can be lower or even significantly lower. Assuming full mitigation, peak of 2,214 daily deaths on April 15th. So, as they're saying, the projections were for 100,000 to 240,000 deaths if people didn't exact social distancing, staying home, and washing hands. But that can be lowered if people follow the guidelines. Okay, and as I state, assuming full mitigation, peak of 2,214 daily deaths on April 15th. Good Lord. That doesn't even sound good to even project a number. But anyway, that's the said information. March 31st, GMT. Note, Washington State has not reported due to technical problems. We're experiencing technical difficulties with our COVID-19 data repository. King County Public Health also affected, according to their website. Worldometer is updating as of March 31st. with partial data from the counties that have reported and will adjust Washington state numbers for 3/31 when reporting will be complete. And as I stated to you guys, there was 24,742 new cases and 912 new deaths in the United States. Okay, now as of March 30th, due to delayed and incomplete reporting from New York State, they had to make adjustments to yesterday's totals in order to maintain the correct attribution of historical figures. U.S. figures for Sunday, March 29th could still be incomplete. And that went back to 20,297 new cases and 558 new deaths in the United States. And that was March 30th. And it goes on back to March 29th, giving you the said amount of said information. Yes, it just goes back several days. But that's the said information at the moment. And I guess also the said countries with the virus are China, South Korea, Iran, Italy, Spain, France, and the United States. And in the said article that you can log on, it will show you the coronavirus worldometer sections, which will bring you cases, deaths, mortality rate, transmission rate, incubation period, age, sex, demographics, symptoms, countries with cases, basic lists, detailed lists, expert opinions, and cases in the U.S. If you need said information for this information, please log on to Worldometer. I hope that you will, because you'll get all the said information you need to know of each case by case, state by state. You'll get an update on the deaths in those states, all said information as far as I stated, the deaths, the incubation periods, age, sex, demographics, mortality rate, all that will be in the Worldometer. And as I state, excuse me, allergies. The sinuses are acting up, honey. The United States currently has, of April 1st, which is today, on a Wednesday, 2020, 211,143 positive cases, 4,713 deaths, and 8,805 recovered from coronavirus, COVID-19. That is the said information. I would also like to say some people are, spewing all type of different facts of where they, how it was spread, this and that. That's up in limbo as I brought you the said information. And it's not been exacted who and what exactly passed the coronavirus to whom. We just know that it's from an animal to a human. We don't know if it's exactly affiliated with the wet market. Also, different theories. Some of you have conspiracy theories. Some of you think the government is behind this, that they planted this, that Pookie Ray did it. I don't know what you're trying to say, but as I state, who needs the buffoonery? Many of you who follow this channel know I don't believe in conspiracy theories. I don't believe in none of that. I'm not saying that there aren't world groups who are out to do this, that, harm, terrorism. Of course there are. But I deal with factual information. I deal with what I can see, I can hear, what can be recorded, what can be verified. And I know that, yes, somebody could go in a lab and be very angry and decide, I'm going to take this out of the lab and I'm going to rub this up against a door handle at the gas pump so everybody can get sick. Of course. Have people done tainted things to medicine back in the days, in the 80s, Tylenol, this and that, tamper with things? Of course. But this disease emanated from China. They have tracked it to China, and I'm going to leave it at that. And I'm going to accept that. And no way in hell am I going to believe that the United States government planted this virus. Because let me tell you all something, who you act as if you're slow and you don't want to accept what is. If you see what is going on right now in this country with the toilet paper raid, the Mountain Dew raid, the baby diaper raid, the baby wipes raid, the running in the stores, piling up the buggies a couple weeks ago, then wanting to return the items, the loss of jobs, the loss of an economy, stocks going down, people not being able to pay their rent, bills, car notes, businesses losing money. Why in the hell would the government want to exact more harm to the citizens, which will cause them to then have to come up with money to aid the citizens and banks and companies and corporations to get back on their feet and stay afloat? Haven't you figured out, you dummies, that it will cost the American government more money to aid this virus and the citizens of this country? Are you this stupid? You think the government will plant a disease to kill us and then spend more money to keep us alive and to pay bills and eat? Think before you speak. Because this is a serious situation and people are dying out here. And to think that the government planted this is atrocious. To think they're hiding the figures and the numbers. Why would they want to do that when eventually people are dying and getting sick? They got to go to the hospital. They're showing up there. You think they're just running to the hospital to stand in long lines because they don't have nothing better to do? You think the citizens want to stand in long lines for a hospital or a clinic? Or to get a COVID-19 test? Spend all their last money on toilet paper and groceries that they do not have and shouldn't have to be stocking up because they're fearful, scared, greedy, whichsoever. It will cost the American government more money. Will cost, present tense, follow me, to aid us to stay afloat. And it would make no sense to plant that same virus and then in turn have to spend more money to keep us alive from dying from the virus. Does that make any sense? This is tax season. People are filing taxes. So those who are getting a refund, they are now going to get a refund for their said income that qualify. They will also get a stimulus check of $1,200, $500 per child if the child is under 17, 18. And you have people also drawing unemployment. And the government is helping aid with getting medical supplies, masks, ventilators to certain states. And you think that same government would plant a virus when they having to shell out all this money already? Because as I state, it's tax time. So some people will be getting a refund. And then the government will be giving them a stimulus check of $1,200. And those that draw Social Security disability will be getting a check. Think about what you're saying. Then they're having to aid companies and corporations and medical and hospitals with masks, supplies, ventilators. That's more money. And aid banks and aid companies who are failing at the moment. And you still think the government planted this disease, lying about the numbers of people sick, dying, afflicted, whichsoever. Why would they want to do that? They see how drastic it has become. Schools have closed, businesses have closed. People have actually shut down an entire restaurant because they can't afford to not be open. So how in the hell is the government benefiting from no economy, no money, and in the same breath digging in their government pockets to aid the country to stay afloat and get back on their feet? That would make no sense for me to want to kill you and in the same breath spin around and aid money to you to keep you alive. Some of you all are sad and ridiculous. It is one thing to look for a scapegoat when things go bump in the night, things go terribly wrong, horrific, heinous, whichsoever. But sometimes you all have got to stop blaming the government for every little thing. Yes, the government has been cruel and vindictive in certain instances. State government has been cruel and vindictive in certain instances. The sheriff, police department have been cruel, vindictive. The court, the judges, local, city council, Everybody has played a part in doing something cruel to man. And that is the problem, because man is who runs everything. So it will be man who exacts injustices against man. Be he the president, CIA, U.S. Marshals, FBI, police, sheriff, DEA, judge, bailiff, court clerk. Do you see where I'm going with that? Man is man. He runs things. He's been put in charge of things. And he will screw up, mess up, F up, rob, steal, con, defraud, because he is tainted. And he will fall short of the glory. That's just the way it is. That's the way it has always been. But there comes a time when you people have got to lay off the conspiracy theories and the made-up storylines on Facebook and social media, fake pages, fake conversations, fake articles, fake news. Because you're destroying people's mindsets and you're destroying what we are trying to make better about this world and this country, which is to have faith in man and give man a chance to redeem himself in the worst of circumstances. And when you aid lies and buffoonery and conspiracy theories, you are helping aid confusion and utter chaos amongst a dire situation that is already at play. I don't have time for that. I'm trying to live. I'm trying to survive. And I have the same mentality I did before Corona. And I will have it thereafter Corona. That heifer ain't running nothing. God got this. And she will not have me beaten and trodden, and nor will these croonies out here with their fake storylines and bull that you all are passing on Facebook and Facebook Messenger. Stop sending people that crazy buffoonery, because you're making people worry and leery, and you're scaring people to death with these lies and stories. Sometimes it's not even best to send people information that you don't know to be factual or true, and or, hey, ignore it. And it's not to be rude to any of our Facebook friends and people on social media, but there comes a time when you have to say, I ain't posting that, or I'm going to take it down off my timeline, and or I ain't sending it. Now, you just want to send it to somebody just to say, hey, then you know, this is what I hear. This ain't what I believe. Because sometimes you have to be very careful what you send to people. Because some people think you believe in that nonsense that is spewing out there. This is why I say you have to be very careful about social media, the news, whatever. Everything is not factual that is put out here. I know this. That's why I always bring you all a source when I bring you information. Unless I'm just saying I'm shooting straight from the hip. That means I'm just coming to you on my opinion about something. But when it is a news story, I bring you a source. And then you all can hoop and holler at them. Not the queen. I'm exhausted. Seriously. This is serious out here. And it's time for you all to play serious. And stop acting like you're fools. Because I do believe this too shall pass. I'm leaning on faith. I believe in God. And I believe He is going to work this out. And that maybe this is a trying time for us as people to get our you know what in check, and to take life more serious and value more important things than what we have been valuing. There's a lesson to be learned here with this coronavirus, and I think you all know that. And maybe some of you are just talking junk because you're scared, but you need to think before you speak. You need to think before sharing things that are not true and not factual, and not to send more hype out into the world, because we have enough problems already. And how can you not see that? If you need verification for the storyline of the statistics at the current moment, please log on to Worldometer. This is my sad commentary today. And I'm praying for you, America, and I'm praying for those abroad. Like, share, subscribe. Drop your comments below. Thanks for joining me. God bless you. I pray that He keeps you safe and keeps you out of harm's way. And know that you need to stay clean, wash your hands, limit your dealings in the public, and pray. Thanks for joining me. This is Everyday Shenanigans. And this is the Queen from the High 10. And she is still here and she is still blessed. Amen. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.